Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AL Legends, and today I shall be making the next part of what if Naruto was abandoned by his family. Well, guys, I know that I told you guys that I will upload a whole series after 1000 subscribers, but even though I did not receive 1000 subscribers, I still decided to complete this series, and I did had a poll that I made in my channel as you guys asked for what if Naruto was abandoned. It was the series which was voted for most. So I decided to end this series for you guys. And after that, who knows, I might upload even more videos of different series. What if Naruto was like Thor, those type of series. Well, guys, about the previous part, I did not want it to end that part there. It was just by mistake that the recording got off and that part was made. So I uploaded it even though it was around 50 minutes. I don't know, 43 or 44 minutes. It was around that. So I think that was long enough. Well, guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, then please guys subscribe to my channel because I really want subscribers. I really want to reach 10,000 subscribers as quick as possible. In this month, I will upload as much as videos as I can, but I want subscribers as well as views. And if you guys want the next part, then the like goal is going to be 300 likes and the, let's see, 90 comments in the comment section. Guys, do that and I shall upload the next part today. So it is completely up to you guys. As well as, guys, about the new channel that I made, I have put the link in the description below. Please guys subscribe me on that channel as well because I really want subscribers on that as well. It will really motivate me to upload more videos like this. So without any wasting any more time, let us upload or start our recording. So last time we left off at the Chunin exams where Naruto was fighting off against Menma as well as Mito, as both Menma and Mito were being beaten up pretty badly, as Minato was really surprised even after learning the Sage mode. Naruto was overpowering both of them. Now let us start our part. As Minato said, well, I'm not liking the attitude of Menma and Mito, but it is really surprising that Naruto can still keep up with both Menma and Mito, even though Menma and Mito are using the 9 test chakra, not that much, but still, they're using it as well as Sage mode combined. Let's see what happens here as both Menma and Mito started to rush towards Naruto, as both of them already had a one tailed cloak, as Naruto smirked and said, "This is going to be exciting," as Naruto got ready as he pumped his chakra within his body, increasing his speed even more, not using the power of the 9 tails, but still using his own chakra which he built up over the years, and all the training he did with Third Hokage was really paying off as Naruto started to move with incredible speed along with Menma and Mito. To everyone, it was like blur. Only few of the shinobis were able to keep up with this battle, and they could see that Menma and Mito has cut the speed difference a bit, but still Naruto was able to keep up with both of them at once, as both Menma and Mito had one tail's cloak, as both of them were getting angrier and angrier as the 9th chakra was boiling inside of them, as Naruto decided to give the final push so that they can use even more 9th chakra and he could get all the chakra. As then Naruto said, "Huh, well, Menma and Mito, so much for the child of prophecy. If this is all the child of prophecy has to offer, then I bet that even I can beat so-called child of prophecy, and who knows, I might take even your place," as Menma snapped as he said, "No, you're a loser. You shall never take my place. It is I, the child of prophecy." As Mito also got angry as she started to rush towards Naruto, as Menma developed the second tail along with Mito, as both of them were now attacking Naruto even more widely, as Naruto had to take care of them, as Naruto activated his Sharingan once again. He deactivated it in this battle. Now he has activated it once again as he started to dodge in each and every attack of both Menma and Mito. If you guys are wondering that how Menma and Mito are even using the Sage mode and all those type, well, Naruto was already stronger than them, and now he has even removed his strengths as well as using his chakra to increase his speed, as well as Sasuke was able to keep up with Naruto with his 3 Tomoe Sharingan when Naruto was using his one tailed cloak. So it should be fair enough that Naruto is still keeping up, but Naruto started to get overwhelmed a little by little. As Naruto said, "Damn it, they're really getting stronger now. I did not thought that I would have to do this, but let's see how much fun that I can get after doing this." As I started to mold into the Mangekyo, eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, as everyone in the Uchiha clan was really surprised. They did not expect it that. They knew that Naruto had the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, but he did not knew that Naruto could actually evolve the Sharingan into the Mangekyo Sharingan. As Itachi said, "What? How did Naruto got the Mangekyo?" I did not knew that. Even Sasuke was surprised. He did not knew. Well, he know about the Mangekyo Sharingan, but he did not knew that Naruto had it. As Naruto smirked and said, "Well, this should be easy enough." As Naruto's visual power and his strength and speed increased drastically, as he started to dodge each and every attack of both Menma and Mito, as it kicked Menma into his face, sending him flying into Mito. As Menma finally let out a roar as he said, "No, you're a loser, and I'm the child of prophecy, son of Hokage. Now bow down to me." As he started to let out a roar, as his power started to increase, three tails, even four tails develop. As Naruto said, Kurama, how does he have so much chakra? I did not knew that he could go even to the four tails. As Kurama said, he's letting his emotions go wild. That four tails cloak is not as strong as it could be, but still, it is four tails. As well as Mito, her chakra also started to react to Menma's as she also started to develop the four tails. As Naruto said, damn it, it's going out of hands. As then Menma and Mito almost lose complete focus and control as they started to rush towards Naruto. As you know, the second stage of the chakra started to envelop as Naruto said, damn it, I have to end this now. As both Menma and Mito started to attack Naruto using even the mini tail beast bomb. As Naruto said, alright, I have to do this. As Minato was about to intervene to subdue both Menma and Mito, it was really going out of hands, as well as audience was really getting scared of both Menma and Mito. Naruto said, alright, that is enough. As he quickly go through hand sights and slammed his hand into the ground and said, wood style, wood binds, and then the wood binds appear out of nowhere from the ground as everyone's eyes widened. No one, I repeat, no one, not even Uchihas, knew that Naruto could use the wood style, not even Sasuke. Only Naruto and Third Hokage knew that Naruto has the power of using the wood style as the Moketan started to envelop both Menma and Mito mini form of before they could completely enter into the four tails. You know, when Naruto had entered into the Dargansin state, both of them did not enter that just yet, but still their body, some part of it already were enveloped in the second stage of the Biju state, not completely, so they were still in bit of conscious and all, as the wood style started to suck up all the chakra of the nine tails, and both of them were screaming. As then Tsunade speak up. But how? It is not possible. How is this even possible? As Jiraiya, as well as Orochimaru, he also stood up. Even he did not knew that Naruto could use the Moketan, as well as Minato. As I said, how? How is he doing that? It is not possible. Not does he only has the Sharingan, but also the wood style. But how? As everyone had the same expression, as Third Hokage was smirking, as Minato noticed that, as he said, you knew it? As Third Hokage said, well, I did knew about it, but I did not knew that he had that much control over it. As Minato said, but you did not told me. As Naruto said, as Third Hokage said, well, Minato, you never asked. As Minato was really getting frustrated out of this, as Jiraiya said, well, Sensei, you should have told him, or this is an important information. As Third Hokage said and said, well, I did not told anyone because of the security reasons. You know, I was the Hokage and I had the rule, so I got to say what is important and what is not. So I decided it, and you cannot ask me anything, Minato, because you are not here to take care of this village. As Minato took a step back and said, damn it, I cannot argue over that now. As he started to look into the battle, as both Menma and Mito let out a scream as they loses all the chakra of the nine tails, as Naruto smirked, but he still left some of the chakra within the body of both Menma and Mito, as Naruto received around 90% of the chakra of the nine tails and 5% in both Menma and Mito. As Naruto said, well, this is it, huh? It seemed that the battle is over, as Menma and Mito both stood up and said, it is not over, you loser. It does not matter if you have the Moketan. I bet you just cheated. Yeah, it is the Genjutsu, yeah. As both of them tried to release the Genjutsu, but it was nothing going on. As Naruto just simply smirked and said, well, Menma, Mito, it is about time I show you, both of you, your true space. As he looked towards Minato, as he said, well, it seems that your so-called childs of prophecies are not going to save this world after all, huh? As Minato was looking towards Naruto as Naruto smirked and said, well, I really wanted to show you guys this for a long time, but I was waiting for this opportunity. As Menma said, what are you talking about? Naruto said, well, you're just babbling about all the prophecy and how a boy shall born with the power of ancient powers and he's going to save the world. Well, you thought that it was the power of the nine tails, right? As Menma said, yeah, that is the power of the nine tails, we have it, and you have nothing. As Naruto said, huh, If you really think that you have the power of the nine tails, then try to enter into that, try to tap into the power once again. Can you do it? As Menma said, I'm a bit tired. That's the main reason I'm not doing it right now, and I will not ask you before entering into that power. As Naruto just simply shrugged and said, well, allow me to tell you about the power of the nine tails. As you already know, the soul was sealed inside of me and the chakra was sealed inside of you, but you forgot that soul is the source of chakra along with the body of the nine tails. When you only have the chakra of the nine tails, and I have the remains, the body as the soul of the nine tails. Since you did not have any source to regenerate the chakra, every time you used up the chakra, it goes into the nature, and the soul of the nine tails always pulls that chakra towards himself. So, in short, Menma, Mito, both of you have already used up all the chakra of the nine tails, and I, being the Jinchuriki of the soul and the body of the nine tails, I have received all the chakra back, and now I can do this. As Naruto let out a roar, and then suddenly the yellow cloak started to envelop his body. As Naruto said, well, I still cannot use the full power, but it should be more than enough. As Naruto, everyone's eyes widened as the bright light was inside of the stadium. As everyone closes their eyes, and when they opened it, they were in utter shock as Naruto was standing with the KCM around him. As Naruto said, this is the true power of the nine tails. As Menma, before Naruto entered into the cloak, as Menma said, you're just lying, you're just jealous of the power, great power both me and Mito have. You can never have the power of the nine tails. You're just lying, and you're not a child of prophecy. Don't even say it once. As he was screaming out of his mind, even Minato and Jiraiya were in utter shock. What Naruto said made complete sense. They never thought about it in that manner. After all, once the chakra is out of the seal and inside of the body, then after the usage, it has to return into the nature. After all, nine tails is a part of nature. So it is completely possible that chakra returns to the soul. So Naruto is receiving the power of the nine tails all along, and it is really possible. But if they were wondering that if Menma and Mito has used up all the chakra of the nine tails, if yes, then how both of them are still alive? As Naruto just simply smirked as he said, well Menma, if you really think that I'm lying, then watch this. As Naruto entered into the KCM more, as everyone was in utter shock, Naruto said, well, it is not the extent of my full power. Allow me to show you my full power. As Naruto's eyes started to spin from 3 Tomoe into the Mangekyo, into the Eternal Mangekyo, and to everyone's utter shock, Naruto's eyes started to spin even more as he started to turn into purple, and then his chakra cloak started to change even more and more, and then the sixth truth-seeking orb also appeared behind Naruto as Naruto's eyes mold into the Gun, as Naruto was right now floating into the air as he was flying, as everyone was in utter shock as Jiraiya said, what? The, the Rinnegan? But how? As Naruto looked towards Menma and Mito as both of them were on the ground, as Naruto said, this is the power that the old told sage prophesied about. Sorry Menma, you're not the child of prophecy, you never were. As for Mito, I know that you have already given up of being the child of prophecy, but none of you were, and I was all along. And if you guys are wondering how did I get the Rinnegan, then it is really simple. I said I was an Uchiha because I was able to unlock the power of the Sharingan. I don't know how, but since the next stage of the power of the Sharingan is the Rinnegan, so I was able to evolve it because now I have the power of the nine tails and the power of using the wood style. It is the gift, it is the power, it is the prophecy. Menma was in pure rage as well as Mito. They could not believe it. All of their life they were said to be the child of prophecies, the one who are going to save the world. And now this, how? How is this even possible? Even Orochimaru was in utter shock. This does not make any sense. Naruto having the wood style, having the Sharingan, and now all the power of the Nine Tails, even he started to believe into the prophecy. As for Jiraiya as well as Tsunade, they were in utter shock. All of their life they were training to be the child of prophecy, the one who shall save the world. And now it turns out that they were never the child of prophecy, and they left the child of prophecy in the village behind to take care of those two brats, and they were in utter shock, as well as Minato, who had some suspicions, and now they were even confirmed along with Kushina. It was like a huge blow to their mentality. As Menma said, shut up! It does not matter who you are, you're just a loser. You have stolen my chakra, my nine tails chakra. Give it back to me. You damn loser, as started to rush towards Naruto with blind rage, as well as Mito, as both of them were rushing toward Naruto, and Naruto said, I wanted to do this for a long time. Almighty, push! As then the invisible force pushed both Menma and Mito, as both of them were slammed into the wall, breaking the wall, as it was a big crater in the wall, as both of them got knocked out, as Naruto came out of his KCM mode, as Naruto said, well, it took a lot out of me. I did not expect it, that it would be that hard to use your chakra, Kurama. And Kurama nodded and said, well, what did you expect it? I only shared around 30% of my chakra with you. Your body still cannot handle my full power, even though I do not have, no longer have my full power. Even though you tried, but it seems that that seal is still holding back 10% of the chakra of 5% each to your siblings, so that both of them could be remain alive. That is a good seal, I must say. As Naruto sighs and said, well, that is that, I said, I suppose. As both of them got knocked out, as Naruto said, well, that is over now, that is good. And then suddenly there was a boom in the village, as it was the giant snake, as Orochimaru finally had enough. This cat was too strong, and he had to use his plan right now. He has to use the power of the sound and the sand, and then all the sound and sand shinobi started to rush into the village as the invasion finally began. As Gara also started to move toward the forest so that he could actually transform. Naruto noticed that, as it said, alright, it seemed that we are in an invasion, huh? Damn Orochimaru, as he started to sense the Orochimaru's chakra. Because he was a bit excited, so he never thought about Orochimaru, and now he could sense the chakra as he moved his head back towards the Orochimaru, as it was Orochimaru in the Kazekage robe, as Orochimaru then suddenly transformed. You know, he changed his clothes or whatever disguise, as he released the disguise, and then it was Orochimaru, and then there was a big boom in the stadium, and then it was a barrier, and then Orochimaru and Minato as well as Tadokage was there. Even though Minato could actually flash away, but Orochimaru's main goal was to kill Tadokage, and Naruto's not going to let that happen. But for now, he has to deal with Shikaku, and he knows that Minato being there, it is highly unlikely that Tadokage will be killed by Orochimaru today, that is. And now as Naruto rushes towards Gaara, as Gaara as well as Sasuke also joined in, as Sasuke said, well Naruto, that was a good presentation. I never knew that you had that much power. As Naruto just simply smiled and said, well Sasuke, I also did not knew that, but it was a good experiment, I must say. As everyone was avoiding Naruto, they had already seen the power of the Nine Tails, and they know that Naruto is the perfect Jinchuriki, so it is suicidal to attack him. So they were just giving him space, so went off. As Naruto, before entering into the forest, made a single hand sign, and then suddenly 50 clones appeared out of nowhere, all of them, then entered into the KCM one mode, and then rushes into the village, started to save many people that were there. As Orochimaru saw it, as he curses in his breath and said, damn it, I have to deal with this Hokage now. And then he engaged in battle with Minato and as well as Tadokage, as Minato also put Jiraiya and Tsunade in the barrier so that they can deal with Orochimaru, as Orochimaru curses in his mind, never thought about the flying Raijin of the 4th Hokage. As for Naruto, he finally catch up to the One Tails, Gaara, as Sasuke said, alright Naruto, stop it there, it's my battle, so don't intervene, as Naruto shrugged and said, alright Sasuke, take care, as he leaned into the tree, and then the battle finally began. This time Sasuke was far stronger than Gaara, as Sasuke's Sharingan was far evolved, as well as Sasuke could use the Genjutsu, so Gaara quickly got overpowered within his base form as Gaara transformed into the mini Shikaku form. Now Sasuke was getting a bit of trouble, but Sasuke was using Genjutsu over and over again, as well as his 3 Tomo Sharingan was really evolved. So he was using that power, as Naruto had a smile on his face, seeing that how his brother is so strong, as he was really proud of that. As for Sasuke, he was a bit jealous about Naruto's power, but you know that Sasuke is Sasuke, so he has to be jealous. As Naruto came up with the idea, if Sasuke could actually unlock the Mangekyo, then he could switch eyes with, you know, Itachi and all, could get the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, so that would be good for Sasuke, but right now, let's see about it. As I have a grand idea about Sasuke and Naruto, so we shall talk about it later. Should I kill Orochimaru? as Gaara quickly got overpowered. Even Sasuke was using Fireball as well as Lightning Jutsu, Lightning Stream, Lightning Current. So Gaara was really getting irritating as well as he saw that how strong Naruto was. So it was out of choice. And then Gaara finally transformed into the big Shikaku. Now Sasuke was overwhelmed as Sasuke said, damn it, how to deal with this guy now? As Naruto said, alright Sasuke, that was a good battle. I must say, you have gotten really strong. As Sasuke looked towards Naruto, what are you saying, Naruto? As Naruto said, well, he's a one-tailed Shikaku, the one-tailed base, but he's no match for the nine tails, As Sasuke was a bit confused as he said, well, Naruto, I know that you have the power of the nine tails, but that thing is huge. How are you going to deal with him? As Naruto just simply smacked, wait and watch. And then suddenly Naruto started to glow with the same KCM mode as Sasuke's eyes widened as suddenly he was engulfed in the KCM as he was floating within a big monster, a fox? No, as Sasuke's eyes widened, the nine-tailed fox, as Naruto finally pulled off the first tail beast transformation, as Kurama said, well, let's see how Shikaku reacts to me, that old weakling. As Shikaku, who was celebrating being free, as his eyes widened, where the big nine tails was standing in front of him. Well, this nine tails is even bigger than the one Naruto used in the war arc, which was equal to all tail beasts. But we know that when Minato extracted half of the nine tails from the original nine tails, he got shrinked, so he became a little shorter. But still, he was even taller than all the tail beasts. So this Kurama, who has 90% of his full power, so he's almost of the same height of the original nine tails who attacked the village 13 years ago. So Chicago was really no match. As he said, what? You damn fox, what are you doing here? As Naruto said, well, sorry, the fox is not in the control, but if you want to, you can talk to him. As he switched with Kurama, as Kurama started to laugh and said, well, Shikaku, you have invaded the wrong place because my Jinchuriki resides here and he has the power to control my power. As Shikaku said, so you stupid fox, you have been tamed by a stupid mortal. As Kurama started to laugh, well, this is the child of prophecy that our father, Hagoromo, speaks of. As Shikaku's eyes widened as he said, well, it is too late. You have attacked that, so you are getting a good beating. There is no denying that. After that, it is up to you. You could be an enemy, or you could be a friend. But if you give up now, who knows? This kid might forgive you. As Shikaku laughed and said, well, I don't know about the prophecy and all, but I will test his power. As Kurama said, well, I gave you a choice. And then Naruto took control back as he said, alright, so you want to test my strength, huh? Alright, you asked for it. As then Naruto said, alright Sasuke, just move back a little. As Sasuke nodded and then Naruto made a shadow clone. As then Shikaku said, alright, let's see what you got. Without using the power of that damn fox. As Naruto said, well, I could use the power of the Kurama, but if you want to, you ask for it. And then Naruto deactivated the KCM mode as Sasuke landed as he said, what are you doing Naruto? Why did you even activate that? As Naruto said, well Sasuke, I have to prove a thing. So wait here. As Naruto started to float into the air and then he activated his Rinnegan. And then the 6 truth-seeking orbs appeared behind Naruto as Shikaku's eyes widened. He said, well, he has the same eyes as father. No, I shall not be defeated by you. As he started to rush towards Naruto, Naruto put his hand towards Shikaku and said one word, Almighty. Push, as Shikaku was sent flying through the forest, as he was sent flying several meters away. As Sasuke's eyes widened, Naruto was really strong. Naruto not only could fly, but also he sent a Biju flying. This was really exciting now. As Naruto said, so you give up now? As Shikaku stood up, not now. As he said, wind bullet. As the wind bullet started to rush towards Naruto, Naruto put his hand towards the wind bullet as he absorbed using the ability of the Rinnegan as Shikaku powered up a tail beast form. Let's see if you can handle this, As he releases the tail beast form as Naruto smirked and said, well, it will be easy, And then Naruto put both of his hands towards the tail beast form, absorbing even the tail beast form as Shikaku's eyes widened. Naruto said, well, this should be more than enough to prove that how strong I am. And Naruto put his hand towards Shikaku and then another tail beast bomb started to form, the same bomb which Shikaku released as his eyes widened. As Naruto releases the bomb toward the stomach of Shikaku, as Shikaku was sent flying, there was a boom and then Shikaku was destroyed. And then, but still he stood up and said, well, it seemed that you have the power of our father, Hagoromo, the sage of six paths. It seems that you are the child which he actually speaks of. As Naruto said, well, I don't know what that old man speak about it, but I am strong, so are you going to fight me anymore or not? As Shikaku laughed and said, well, if you are born in this era, then I will wait to see if the prophecy that our father actually spoke of actually come true. As Naruto said, well, that is good and all, but I have one another thing you have to do for me. As Chicago looked towards Naruto and what that will be. As Naruto said, don't disturb Gaara anymore. I can already tell you have disturbed him a lot. As Chicago looked towards Naruto for some time and said, alright, only because I respect my father and I want to see that if his prophecy actually comes true. As Naruto nodded and then Chicago finally dissolved and then Gaara opened his eyes as he was in utter shock when he saw both Sasuke as well as Naruto, as he thought that his mother had killed both of them, but he wasn't really surprised when he saw both of them alive. As he said, how my mother should have killed you. How? It is not possible. As Naruto looked towards Gaara and said, don't worry Gaara. As Naruto gave him a Taco no Chu, so I don't want to get into it. So I want to get this over with. As he finally saved Gaara. As Gaara finally understood the things. As in the end Naruto just knocked him out. So Gaara is sleeping. Good for him. While on the other hand, I don't, even though I don't like Minato in this series, or I like Minato as a character. He's a really great Hokage and all. As Minato was really strong, as well as Tadukage and Jiraiya Tsunade being there. Orochimaru did not have much of a choice to just flee from the area. He finally went off, giving up right now for. As he tried to get Sasuke, but Itachi, Shisui, so much strong shinobis being around. Itachi, Sasuke do not actually have any need to go to Orochimaru to seek power. And Naruto being here, he could actually train with him. And seeing Orochimaru like a loser, Sasuke is not going there. So that is that. As Sound Force still attacked, so they got beaten up pretty badly. I'm going a bit fast forward from here on. And now we have a small time skip. And now they are all of the council was finally gathered up. As Naruto was standing inside of the Hokage office, as Minato, Kushina, Menma and Mito should be there, or should, yeah, Menma and Mito along with Jiraiya and Tsunade were there. As then, Menma was in pure anger along with Mito. In this time, they were really angry. They were told to be the child of prophecy, as they even lash at Jiraiya, telling him that how he was a liar and it was all because of him. As Jiraiya was really surprised to hear all of this flashback, as it was after the invasion, as both Menma and Mito were healed up by Tsunade as they were sitting, and then Minato arrived along with Kushina. As Minato said, so Menma, Mito, are you both alright now? As Menma glared at Minato. Minato was really surprised by the look as he said, huh, Menma, why the long face? As Menma said, why the long face, you ask me? Huh? You're the one who told us that we are the child of prophecy, that we are the one who's going to save the world. We have the power, and now, look, where's the power? That damn loser took away all of our power. Give him order, told him to give us all of his power to us. I don't care. We are the child of prophecy. You know it, right, Dad? As Minato had sorrow in his heart. It was truly his fault. And then Jiraiya said, well, Menma, you don't have to be that angry, you know. As he looked towards Menma, looked towards Jiraiya and said, you, it's all because of you. You told us that we are the child of prophecy. And look where we are right now. We have lost all of our power. That damn loser took away. As Jiraiya was speechless. He was right. He was the one who told that how Menma and Mito are going to be the child of prophecy, and it was going to be almost impossible. As Jiraiya was really feeling a lot of sorrow in his heart as he said, Minato, I'm sorry. I can tell that it is mostly my fault. It was I who told you to leave Naruto here and train Menma and Mito. As Minato also knew it, as he said, well, Jiraiya sensei, I know that, but I'm not mad at you. I know that you told us the right thing. We thought it was the right thing at least. But back then, well, to be honest, if I'll be honest, as he looked towards Jiraiya, I also hated Naruto for a bit. As this really surprises Jiraiya, as he said, well, he holds the soul of the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails killed a lot of shinobis. So I think that hatred also took part in that decision making. As Kushina said, Minato, how could you? As Minato looked towards Kushina, as he said, well, you also agreed with me, didn't you, huh? So don't blame it on me, or even try to, because I'm really tired. I'm not in the mood. As Kushina also understood it, and then She was about to lash at Minato that how he could actually hate their own son and how Naruto was not a demon. But she realized that even if she has not hated Naruto, she was equally in the crime, and how Naruto is right now the child of prophecy. It has been proven to everyone. Naruto has the power far beyond that even the power of the Nine Tails. Even alone the Rinnegan could actually take out the Nine Tails if he wants to. And Naruto has both of those powers and not even mention the wood style. So it was really something. As Naruto was called into the Hokage office. As Minato, along with Kushina, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, men and Mito were standing in front of him, as Naruto said, "So, why am I here?" As Naruto had a Chunin vest. After the Chunin exams, Naruto, along with Menma and Mito, as well as Sasuke, was also promoted because they saw the progress of Sasuke and the report of Naruto that how Sasuke was able to keep up with half transformed Gaara. They promoted him as well. After a small test as well, as Minato speak up, "Well, Naruto, well, how to say, I don't know, but I really want you to forgive us. I know that we made a mistake by not taking you with us, but back then we thought that it was a bad decision, you know, as Kushina was also there. Well, Naruto, I also wanted to apologize." As Naruto looked towards them and said, "Well, to be honest, I don't care about you guys. If I'll be blunt, this really surprises everyone." As Naruto said, "Well, you were never there. You were never my parents. I hardly even know you guys." As for Kushina, she is like my sensei, but she's not on the place of my mother. The only mother I know of is Mikato, the mother of Itachi, who actually took care of me for a long time. So, if I'll be honest, I don't actually know you guys and don't even think that you guys are my parents or anything, even if we are related by blood. I don't care. I don't even want part in your heritage or anything like it. You can take it. As this really broke the heart of Minato as well as Kushina. He was right. They were never there for him and they hardly know him for a few months. And it was right. As Kushina said, but we can try. We can be we can be a family again. As Naruto said, "Well, get one thing straight. We were never a family because I don't even remember a day. Just tell me how many days you took care of me and I might think about it." As Kushina, this really shut everyone there because it was the very day of the destruction of the leaf, the birth of Naruto, 10th of October, and it was the 11th October. As both of them, as all the Uzumaki and Makaze family left the Hidden Leaf Village. So it was hardly a day. As Naruto said, "Well, I got my answer. To be honest, I should advise you to even stop trying to be my family because you guys are not." As Jiraiya speak up, "Well, Naruto, it is really sad, but I think that I understand your part." As Minato also nodded at that. As Minato said, "Well, to be honest, I'm really sad about it, but still, we shall try. I will try so that you could also one day you will accept us as your parents and them your siblings." As Naruto looked towards both Menma and Mito, as both of them were glaring at Naruto, as Naruto just looked to Sais and said, "Well, let's hope for the best then." And then he said, "Do you have anything other to say to me, Lord Hokage?" As Minato heart broke when every time Naruto called him Lord Hokage. He does not like it. He always wanted Naruto to call him dad or father, but every time Naruto just called him Lord Hokage. And then Jiraiya said, "Well, Naruto, it seems that you're the child of prophecy, huh? Well, that is great. I think that you should train with us. We have a lot to teach you. We can teach you a lot of things." As Naruto started to laugh and said, "Well, don't get me wrong, but to be honest, I don't actually need your training." As then Naruto said, "Well, you guys train Menma and Mito, and I think that that is more than enough. As you should train them. And even if they are not the child of prophecy, just because you thought that I was not the child of prophecy when I was born, you took Menma and Mito and abandoned me here. And now you know that I'm the child of prophecy. You're going to abandon Menma and Mito so that you can train me? It seems that you are sorry for nothing. If you're going to do the same things to your child." This really built up guilt even in the heart of Jiraiya. He was right. He was offering Naruto training, abandoning the training of both Menma and Mito. As Naruto said, "Well, you should train them. And I wanted to ask you something, Lord Hokage." As he looked towards Minato, as Minato said, "What is it?" As Naruto said, "I'm willing to give you a chance if you want to." This really made everyone happy there, except Menma and Mito, that is, even they don't care. As Kushina said, "Yeah, anything, Naruto." And Naruto said, "Well, I want to train for some time." As Minato said, "So, you want to train with me?" As Naruto said, no, no, you don't have the dojutsu that I have, the power of the Rinnegan and all. As Jiraiya said, well, I did train a person who know about the Rinnegan abilities, who had the Rinnegan in the past. As Naruto said, well, about that Rinnegan, I will talk about it later. But for now, I want to go on a training trip with Kakashi Sensei along with Itachi, along with Sasuke, because both of them know about the Sharingan as well as Mangekyo Sharingan a lot. So I want to go on a 3 years training trip so that I can get strong as well as master all of my abilities. As Minato thought about it, on one hand they can get a chance with their son once again, but it will take 3 years for Naruto to be away from the village. As we thought about it for some time, as Kushina was really sad after hearing that Naruto has to leave for 3 years, as she wanted to do anything to get her baby boy back, but it was really sad. As Naruto said, well, I want to get strong, and now that I have the nine tails, I'm pretty sure that the Akatsuki will come after me. As Jiraiya nodded at that and said, well, so you know about Akatsuki, huh? As Naruto said, yeah, I know about them. They were going after Menma and Mito before, but since they don't no longer have the power of the nine tails, as Menma and Mito gritted their teeth at that, they are going to come after me. As Jiraiya nodded, as Minato said, alright Naruto, if it is your wish, then it is granted. As Naruto smiled and said, alright, see you. As he finally started to walk off, as he looked back and said, well, see you after 3 years, huh? Dad. And after saying that, he simply cinched away, as Minato was really happy. But for a moment, he was in utter shock, but then he came to his senses as he was really happy after hearing that, as Naruto simply butterfly away. Now, we have a time skip. In these 3 years, Sasuke really became strong along with Naruto, as both Itachi and Naruto came up with the final idea to put Sasuke in a genjutsu that Akatsuki has attacked them, and they have killed off Kakashi, Naruto as well as Itachi so that Sasuke could activate his Mangekyo Sharingan, as Itachi nodded, and then they came up with the idea putting Sasuke in a genjutsu, as Sasuke was finally able to activate his Mangekyo Sharingan at the age of 15 or 14, who cares. And now they were traveling, and then suddenly there was a boom as several birds started to came down, as it was the clay birds. As Naruto said, damn it, move on, as Itachi as well as everyone moved backward, as it was a big boom as Deidara and Sasori landed. As Deidara said, it seems that we have the Sharingan users here. I really hate them. They think that they're so cool. As Sasori said, well, Deidara, we have to be careful. They are pretty strong, but we have orders to capture the 9th Jinchuriki today. As Naruto smirked and said, so, Akatsuki, huh? It would be fun. I really wanted to go after you guys. As Sasori said, well, we did not want to come after you right now, but since you are attacking our people, Akatsuki members, so we have decided to finally get rid of you, to capture you now, and it is our task. You are going down, little brat. As then suddenly the puppet in which Sasori was blown away into several pieces as Sasori jumped out of the puppet, as everyone saw his red hair and how. As Naruto said, so you got saved, huh? As it was a shadow clone which was talking to all of them as it poof away, as Naruto was standing on the broken puppet, as Deidara said, alright, it's the art is explosion, as he sent several clay birds toward Naruto. Naruto said, lightning stream, as the lightning stream engulfed the area, making a dome beside him, and then electrocuting the clay, neutralizing them, as Deidara said, what? And then Itachi was about to intervene, then Sasuke said, allow me, brother, allow me. As Itachi smiled, and then Sasuke rushes towards Deidara as both of them engage in a taijutsu battle, as Deidara was no match. As Deidara tried to use his birds, but Sasuke also already has seen the weakness of the bird, and he also had the lightning affinity, so he started to use the same moves as well as the same attacks. As Kakashi as well as Itachi were watching the battle in amazement, their students, their brothers, were like amazing, and they were taking on, both of them were taking on S-rank shinobi. Sasuke was taking on Deidara, and Naruto was taking on Sasori. Sasori even started to use his 1000 puppets as Naruto smirked and said, fire style, fire annihilation, as a big fire annihilation came. Big stream of fire came from his mouth, destroying all the puppets in a single attack. As Sasori was in utter shock as he said, oh well, you asked for it. And then he started to use the Kazekage puppet as Naruto smirked and said, So you started to use the ardent sand, huh? As the ardent sand started to rush towards Naruto, Naruto just simply smirked and said, "Wind style, wind tornado." As the wind tornado started to move around him, started to use the ardent sand as it started to rotate in the, and then Naruto quickly go through hand signs and said, "Lightning stream." As the lightning started to engulf the ardent, electrocuting it, and then using the wind towards the puppet as Sasuke's eyes widened as the lightning powered ardent sand was rushing towards him as it started to attack him as Naruto was manipulating his wind as wind was making the ardent sand take different shapes like dragon as it, you can say, smash into the puppet destroying it as Sasori was on the ground as he said, how are you so powerful? It is not possible. We are S rank. As Naruto simply vanished, and then there was a sword through the chest of Sasori. As Naruto said, "Well, I do not care which level you are at. You are already too late. We are already have grown too strong for you guys." And on the other hand, Sasori tried to move away, but Sasuke, after activating the Mangekyo Sharingan and exchanging the Mangekyo with Itachi, already had the Eternal. So he used his black flames, engulfing Deidara in the black flames, killing them. While from the distance away, Toby was watching this all, and he saw that how easily two excellent shinobis were taken care of. As for Itachi and Kakashi, they did not even intervene into the battle. And now, as Naruto looked towards Itachi and said, "Well, this Akatsuki is really getting on my nerves. So, should we try to end them?" As Itachi said, "Well, we are on a training trip, and I can already tell both you and Sasuke have already reached S rank." "Well, I don't know. It could be dangerous," as Naruto said, "could be exciting," as Itachi smirked at that. As Sasuke said, "Huh, well, I never knew that you had that side as well, Itachi. I'd always thought you are just a boring older brother." As Itachi said, "Well, that is not right, Sasuke, you know." As Sasuke as well as Naruto laughed, as Kakashi said, "Huh, well, Minato sensei will not be that happy that if I took his son on such a dangerous mission." As Naruto said, "Oh, come on, Kakashi. We already know that Akatsuki move in a pair of two, and we are four S rank shinobi, and I am counting you as a full S rank as well. You can thank me later, Kakashi." As Kakashi had a raindrop, rain cloud on his head, as he said, "Well, Naruto, that is not happy. I'm not so happy that you are underestimating me." As Naruto just simply laughed, as everyone started to laugh, as Naruto said, "Alright, you're an S rank, don't worry, Kakashi. We have already taken care of your Sharingan as well as your chakra depletion problem, and you can also use the Mangekyo now. So, you are in S rank, so don't worry." As Kakashi said, "Yeah, I know it." And then said, "Alright, we shall hunt the Akatsuki. It is time for the hunter to be hunted by us." As all of them nodded, and now they finally started to move on. As all the Katsuki members, though were strong, were taken care of. Only few of them survived, like Toby as well as Kisame, but the main problem was Kakuzu as well as Hidan. As Hidan was an immortal, but Itachi put him in the black flames, annihilating him. So for eternity, he's just ashes. As for Kakuzu, he had 5 hearts and 4 S-rank shinobis. So I think that is that. As Naruto, having the Rinnegan, he just simply removed his soul. So he finally died. In this time, Naruto was able to master his Rinnegan, and Naruto and Sasuke really have a great bond. So there's a bit of jealousy could be, but not that much that Naruto Sasuke will left. As for Naruto, after mastering the power of the Rinnegan, he was able to remove the curse mark of Sasuke completely destroying the soul fragment of Orochimaru that resides within the curse mark, so completely killing him off. And now, 3 years have finally went off. Only few of the members of Akatsuki remain as Naruto finally entered into the village as Mikato as well as Fukaku were there, as well as not other, yeah, Fukaku that were there as Naruto was greeted by them. After that, Naruto finally went off along with his family, Uchiha family, as they celebrated for some time as Naruto stood up as then Itachi said, "So, where are you going?" As Naruto said, "Well, I did promise Minato that after 3 years I will give them a chance to be a family again. But, huh, as he says, well, to be honest, I don't consider them my family. But I think I should try to know them at least. After all, they are my blood parents, huh?" As Itachi nodded at that and said, "You should really do that." As Naruto finally went off, the news has already spread. The Sharingan users has finally arrived back as Itachi, Naruto, Sasuke and Kakashi, as Kakashi has already reported everything, as Minato said, what? You guys were hunting Akatsuki members? You know that they are S rank, Kakashi. How did you do that? As Naruto, as then Kakashi tried to explain, as Minato was really angry, as Naruto said, calm down, Lord Hokage, as he entered from the window, as Minato, after seeing Naruto, he was really surprised, because Naruto was really looked like him. Naruto had long blonde hairs, blue eyes, like him, as Naruto said, well, that was really easy, to be honest. They were just two S rank shinobis, and we were four S rank shinobis, though we just took turns, but it was really easy, to be honest, as Kushina burst into, as Minato, I heard Naruto's as he saw Naruto was standing, as Naruto said, yo, as Kushina jumped onto Naruto and started to give him a big hug, as Naruto was really a bit confused, but then he finally smiled and said, well, I am back in the village, Kushina-san, as Kushina looked towards Naruto and said, well, Naruto, I'm really happy, as then a Chunin arrived as he said, well, Lord Hokage, your son and daughter has already arrived as well. And Naruto said, huh, so Menma and Mito also gone on a training trip, huh, as Minato nodded, as Menma and Mito arrived, as they were surprised to see Naruto, as Menma said, huh, damn it, as he said, yo, as Kushina gave both of them a hug, as it was a family reunion, as though Naruto kept to himself mostly, but still Minato and Kushina were trying their best so that they could also make Naruto a part of this family, or try to at least. As now we have a small time skip, as Minato asked Kakashi as well as Itachi how strong both Naruto and as well as Sasuke has gotten, as both of them started to laugh, as Minato said, what is funny, huh? As then Itachi said, well, Lord Hokage, I must say, both my brother and Naruto has surpassed me along with Kakashi, even me, Kakashi, as well as Sasuke combined cannot take on Naruto, and he not even using the power of the Nine Tails or the Rinnegan, only using his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, he can take us on, while us using our Mangekyo Sharingan. Well, if we use our Susanoo, it is a different case, but still, he has really gotten stronger, and he's the only one who can use even full powered Susanoo. As Minato's eyes widened, Ninetales cloak was already more than enough, and now Naruto even using the Susanoo, he has heard stories about the Susanoo, that how strong Susanoo can actually get, as well as can even fight off against Bijus, not the Ninetales, but still, the Bijus are really powerful. As Itachi said, well, we also did something a bit different, as Minato looked towards Itachi and said, and what will that be, huh? As Itachi said, well, we also met a lot of Jinchurikis, huh? As Minato said, what? Jinchurikis? What are you talking about, Itachi? Most of the Jinchurikis are within the different hidden villages. As Itachi gulped, as Minato said, don't tell me, you guys were invading different villages? As Itachi said, no, we were not invading them, it was just Naruto who wanted to know all the Jinchurikis and the Bijus. So he just simply sneaked into the village and get to know them. Though it was a bit hard for some of them, but still, it was good enough, I suppose, as he started to chuckle as Minato had a sweat drop because all the time he knew Itachi. Itachi was never like this. It seemed that Naruto really rubbed off on him in this training trip, as Minato sighed and said, well, it is really awkward, to be honest. And then, Minato said, alright. As then Jiraiya arrived, as Jiraiya said, well, Minato, in this training trip, Melma has really gotten stronger, along with Tsunade. As Tsunade said, well, Mito has already gotten a lot stronger. In this time, we were also working on their attitude as well. As Minato nodded and said, well, it is really important. Their attitude is really something to be worrying about. As Jiraiya sighed and said, well, I tried my best, even though he was a bit sore after knowing that he was not the child of prophecy. But finally, he calmed down and he learned a lot of things in this training trip. As Tsunade said, well, Mito also was able to learn my 100 healing Chursu along with my super strength. And now, they no longer have the power of the Nine Tails, so they don't rely on it a lot. As Minato nodded, as then Jiraiya said, well, Minato, it seems that Menma is still a bit sore. He wants to challenge Naruto, as then Minato moved his head towards Jiraiya with such a speed that it almost broke as he said, what? Menma wants to challenge Naruto. You already know that, Menma. I don't think that Menma is nowhere near the level of Naruto. As Jiraiya sighs and said, well, he has already left to find Naruto. to challenge him, as well as Mito also went along. It seemed that they want a rematch, as Itachi smirked and said, well, it would be a great match. Let's see. As he simply went off, as before, Minato said, what? Itachi? Damn, his attitude has really changed in this time. As he said, alright, let us go. We have to stop the battle. As Jiraiya sighs and said, well, Minato, they are brothers, they are siblings. Let them finish, you know, their differences. As Minato started to think, along with Kushina, who heard this, everything, she was also about to run off, as both of them nodded, and then they finally flying Raijin to the training area, as Naruto was standing there, as Menma, along with Mito arrived, as Menma said, alright Naruto, it is time for us to settle our score. As Naruto looked towards Menma and said, well Menma, so you think that you have become strong enough to give me a challenge, huh? As Menma said, well, if you don't cheat, I'm pretty sure that I can easily win this battle. As Naruto raised an eyebrow, along with Sasuke arrived, as then Naruto said, what do you mean by cheating, huh? As Menma said, well, that jutsu of yours, Sharingan, as well as that Rinnegan, as well as you use the power of the Nine Tails, which is not fair. As Naruto raised an eyebrow and said, smiled and said, well, Menma, you're the one who used the power of the Nine Tails first and lost it, and I gained that power after you lost it. As Menma gritted his teeth, as Mito said, well, Naruto, we will fight you, but we want to test our strength in our base without any extra buff. As Naruto looked towards Mito, if she was a crazy person, as Naruto smiled and said, well, Mito, I already know that. You are taught by Tsunade, and you have super strength. So, you're telling me that you want to test your super strength against mine, huh? As Mito smirked and said, well, are you scared? As Naruto said, well, even though the odds are a bit against me, but let's see. Alright, I will not use my Sharingan, as well as not use the power of the Nine Tails. Let's see how strong you have gotten in this time, as both of them smirked. As Minato, along with Jiraiya and Tsunade arrived, and then Jiraiya said, alright, let us start the match then. As Minato, as well as Tsunade, took their seats along with Kushina. As then Menma said, alright Naruto, you're going down. As he looked towards Mito, as both of them nodded, as both of them started to rush towards Naruto. Naruto said, bring it on, as he still had both of his arms folded, as then Menma made a shadow clone, as well as Mito made the shadow clones, and then they started to make several clones and then started to move around in the space, while they sent several shadow clones away to power up the Sage Mode chakra, as they thought that they have tricked Naruto, and then the shadow clones engaged in a battle, as Naruto was dodging each and every clone, as he saw that how even the clones of Mito had a lot of chakra in them, and they were really strong. Not on the same level as Mito, as her super strength, but still really powerful. One hit will really damage you a lot. But not everyone knew that Naruto in this time was also practicing his chakra control. All the strength of Tsunade came from the chakra control. So it was not nothing special. All shinobis do it, but since Tsunade has so much chakra control as well as so much chakra, that her strength really broke places. So that was the main reason she was so strong, and same was for Mito. So Naruto was dodging each and every move of both Menma and Mito. As Naruto said, alright, as without even waving any hand signs, as he raised an eyebrow, and then the slicing wind arrived around him, slicing off all the clones that were nearby, and then Menma smirked and said, well Naruto, that was great, but you are already too late. And then both of their eyes changed, as they had already entered into their stage mode, as Naruto smirked and said, well, you are using another extra buff while telling me I cannot use it, huh? As Menma said, well, you agreed. So it is about time for you to get your punishment. As he started to rush towards Naruto, trying to punch him, and then he slammed the punch towards Naruto. But to everyone's surprise, Naruto caught the punch like it was nothing. As Menma said, what? You're using the power of the Nine Tails. As Naruto said, Menma, you forgot. In the Chunin exams, you tried the same thing. But you have forgotten one thing. I have the chakra control, far greater than yours, and my strength is now even stronger than Tsunade. As Mito, who was trying to sneak up on Naruto, trying to use her chakra control along with her Sage Mode, trying to punch Naruto even stronger than Menma. Naruto was even able to block that. As Naruto said, alright, that is enough. As he moved so fast, as he grabbed the head of Menma, slamming it into the head of Mito, and then moving around, kicking both of them into their stomach, sending both of them flying at the same time, as Menma flipped into the air, and then he said, alright, I was working on this technique, as he made a shadow clone and then a Rasengan. as he started to use the other shadow clone, as the clone started to mold the chakra of the Rasengan, making it a Rasen Shuriken. As Naruto said, interesting technique that is. As Mito also started to go through hand signs and said, water style, water lightning dragon, as a clone appeared beside Mito, making a lightning dragon as she created a water dragon, as it was an Astrang technique, really powerful on that one. As it was a really powerful technique, as Naruto smirked and said, bring it on, as both of them releases their attack, as Naruto quickly go through one-handed hand signs and said, alright. As both Menma and Mito released their attack, as both of these attacks were coming towards Naruto, both of these attacks were S rank. As Minato said, well, if that hit, that will destroy most of the area. I don't think that Naruto will escape that unfazed. As then Naruto smirked, as Itachi as well as Sasuke already noticed what is going to happen, as Kakashi said, oh my, this race is really done for. As Naruto put a single finger towards the attack that were coming towards him, as he said, alright, infinite darkness, black hole. As a small sphere appeared in his finger, it was a really small one, and then it started to move towards the both upcoming attacks, and it started to increase in size more and more, as it was at the same size of a Rasengan. As then the force appeared out of nowhere, as then all the chakra of the water dragon, lightning dragon, the Rasen Shuriken, started to mold into the small black hole, and then it started to suck off most of the players around, as everyone was in utter shock. As Minato said, what? A black hole? It is going to destroy the village, the planet. As then Itachi said, calm down, Lord Hokage, it is not going to do anything like it. Though it looked like a black hole and has the same properties, but it is not as strong as the original black hole. It will disappear in some time. As then several trees entered into the black hole, and then it simply vanishes. As Minato sighs at that, as both Menma and Mito were in utter shock, but before they could do anything, as Naruto appeared at behind them, as their eyes widened, as Naruto said, you should look around, your sage mode has already ran off. As both of them, before they even notice it, as Naruto slapped both of their heads together, knocking both of them out. As Naruto said, well, that was easy enough. Though, I must say, they really have become strong. A bit less arrogant, but still arrogant, I suppose. As he looked at Sasuke, who was laughing as he smirked, and said, well, they were strong, but not as strong as me. I can still take them down. As Naruto said, yeah, you can easily take them down, I know it. Now, let's go, we have a barbecue, right? As both of them laughed and then went off. Now, okay guys, here I will left this part, but for the next part, the last part, in which the war arc will happen, and Naruto will destroy the Akatsuki, and I have a separate plan for it. Who knows, it will be a 1 hour video, half-hour video, it is up to me, or it is up to you. For the next part, I want 80 comments in the comment section and around 200 likes, and I will upload the next part. Okay guys, I will end this video here, so peace. And guys, please subscribe to that channel of my, I have already put the link within the description below, AR Codes. So subscribe, peace.